Hi, everyone. So welcome again to our Facebook Live Mindful Movement Breaks. So I know that we're doing a lot of sitting and maybe hunching over our screens, our devices, and I thought today we would work a little bit with opening up the neck and the shoulders. These are structures that are very delicate, but they also house really important critical anatomy. So I find that it's important to work with these structures with a lot of care. And as we go through these movements and stretches, if there's anything that doesn't feel right, please listen to your inner guide rather than my words. All right. So let's begin in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. And you may want to have on hand a couple of thick books that are about the same height as each other. Just set those over to the side. And then you also might, if you're sitting on the floor, you might want to elevate your pelvis a little bit. So I'm just going to grab a cushion and sit up. Okay. And then once you've found your comfortable seat, place your hands on your chest, sit up tall, so long through the back of your neck. Let your shoulders drop and simply experience the rise and fall of your breath. And then slide your hands out towards the shoulders a little bit, a place that is comfortable for your hands to rest. And we'll just begin to drop the chin to the chest and then roll the chin up to the ceiling. But what I want you to imagine is that there's this headrest behind you, like you have in your car. So you'll drop your chin down, but then as you roll up, I want you to push your head into that imaginary headrest to roll the head up. And then slowly roll the chin back down, pushing into that imaginary headrest. At the bottom, you let go of the headrest and just let the head hang. So inhale as you go up. Exhale as you roll down. And the hands are there to feel how the neck connects to the torso. So do you feel that stretch at the top? And do you feel the dropping at the bottom? One more. Now this next time that your chin is at your chest, just pause. And we're going to come into full neck circle. So slowly turn your head to look over one shoulder. And then continue up towards the ceiling. Look over the other shoulder. And then down back to your chest. And continue this direction slowly. Half of the circle is the inhale, half of the circle is the exhale. Stay within the range that is comfortable for you. We're going to do one more in this direction. And the next time your chin is down towards your chest, just pause and reverse. what you may find is that your circle is not really a circle. And that it's not just the neck that's moving. Feel how the muscles of the chest and the upper back are also integrated in this movement. One more circle. And then when your chin is down to your chest, just pause and lift your head up. Okay, go ahead and release your hands and let your shoulders drop and lengthen through the back of your neck, and just feel what that's like. Balance this head, which is considerably heavier than the neck, balancing the head on top of these very delicate structures. Okay, now we're going to take one hand, I'm going to bring my left hand to my left hip and just start to roll the left shoulder forward, up, back, and down. And there'll be some noise coming from my house to your house as my dogs say hello. Forward, up, back, and down. Last time. And then we go the other way. Back, up, forward, and down. And just like with the neck, you'll notice that it's not really a circle. And it's not just the shoulder that's moving, but we do the best we can to isolate a joint so that we can then put it back together with its neighbors and see how it feels. Last one. Let that shoulder relax. Notice the difference between the two shoulders. And then bring your hand to your opposite hand to your hip and start to roll the shoulder forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. And really exaggerate this. I'm doing this with the hand on the hip to make the movement a little bit smaller, but I want you to exaggerate the movement of the shoulder. Last one. And then we'll reverse. So then it's back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. And you'll notice the neck gets involved, the head, maybe even a little bit of the hips. Last one. Okay. And then come to center, see how that feels. Now we're going to move both shoulders at the same time, but one will be the leader, one will be the follower, and it'll switch out. So you'll start off by taking your two hands almost like you're shaking hands with yourself, right? So it's not lacing, it's actually clasping your palms and then just wrapping your hands around. And then slowly begin to circle that fist overhead, around, and forward. So at one point, the bottom hand is pulling the top hand, and then the bottom hand, it switches, right? So now the other hand is the bottom hand and it's pulling the top hand. See how that is for you. Now we're moving not just the shoulders, not just the neck, but also the rib cage, a little bit of the side body, armpit area, chest, upper back. Let's do one more in this direction. And when the hands are forward again, you'll pause and reverse. So remember, the down hand is going to pull the top hand and then bring it around. This can be helpful if you've got one shoulder that is a little bit impaired or is healing. It can be helpful to relax that arm and let the other shoulder or let the other arm do the work. Feel how the shoulder connects to the front of the body, the sides of the body, and the back of the body. Very complex joint. Our wings. One more. And then come back to center. Go ahead and let the hands rest for a moment and just feel what that's like through your neck and shoulders. Okay. Notice your breath again. Might be a little different now. Maybe some things have changed a bit. Okay. Now let's bring the palms together, almost prayer fashion, but the fingers are going to reach forward and up. And then you're going to go as high as you can possibly go with both arms, both shoulders, allowing that. Then you'll twist and open one arm out to the side. So I'm going to start with my left. I'm going to open my left arm out to the side and slide the fingers of the right hand up along the inside of my left arm all the way to the center of the chest. And I'm looking towards my left arm. Okay, and we're going to stay with this first side for 4 rounds. So we'll inhale and then exhale, open up that left arm, sliding the right hand to the center of your chest. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, open up, left arm, sliding the right hand. 2 more. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, open up, left arm, sliding the right hand. Last one. And then let's go to the other side. So we'll do the first one really slowly. It's forward and up. And this time we twist to the right. So the right arm opens, and as it opens, that left hand drags down the inside of the right arm all the way to the center of the chest. Yeah? Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, open the right arm, slide the left hand to the center of the chest. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, open the right arm, slide the left hand to the center of your chest. 1 more. And exhale. Okay, and then just let the hands rest and breathe. Notice how that feels on your arms, your shoulders, your chest, your back. Okay. Now we're going to move into a little bit of a flexion, extension of the spine. Sometimes we call this cat and cow pose, but this is going to be seated, right? So it'll be hands towards the knees, round the upper back, and then hands towards the hips, arch the upper back. Exhale, hands. This is going to be seated, right? So it'll be hands towards the knees, round the upper back, and then hands towards the hips, arch. Okay, good. So now we're getting neck, shoulders, and upper back and chest involved. So everything from the diaphragm up is starting to mobilize. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. Let's do 1 more like that. Maybe even the neck roll comes back into play. And then come to center. I'm going to shift to face the side so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to have these two, these are my yoga blocks at home. So these are my two big books that I'm going to stack next to each other. So here I am at the side. I'm going to take the hands, palms to the top of the block, and then my fingers are just draping over, or top of the book. Fingers are draping over the spine, right? This is a little easier on my wrists. And I'm going to start with my knees bent. So same motion we were just doing, right? That cat and cow. Going to inhale, let the chest rise, and then exhale, let the chest fall. And notice how that is affecting the stretch where the shoulder and the chest meet. So right across the front of the shoulder here. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, chest falls. Okay. Now we're going to inhale and we're going to stay here with the chest lifted. Maybe the arms straighten, maybe they don't, no big deal. Breathe. And you can stay right here, especially if you're not putting any weight on your shoulders these days. Or if it's appropriate for you to put some weight on your shoulders, you'll separate your feet about the width of your hips and start to slowly pick the hips up, coming into an inverted table pose. Yeah? So that's one option. And another option is to walk the feet back next to each other and extend the legs, pushing the balls of the feet towards the floor. And breathe. And then slowly you come down, releasing the hands. You might need to shake the hands out a little bit. Okay. And then we have the legs extended. They might need to be a little bit bent, which is okay. Lift up through the top of your head, not your chin, but through the top of your head. So the back of the neck is long. And just begin to lean forward a little bit. And you can stay here, feeling the stretch along the back surface of the body, especially if you drop your chin down. Another way to do this is to bend the knees a bit more and wrap your arms around the backs of the legs, maybe smushing up the chest and the thighs, if the hips will bend that much. But avoid this rounded position if you can. Keep the spine long and chin tucked. So you can stay here. Or you can begin to move into Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. Legs can be bent, and you hinge from your hips, breathing. And then come back up. So even though that is a big stretch for the back of the legs, right? You probably feel a big hamstring stretch there. This is also releasing some of the tension that comes in from sitting or from looking at our devices, right? This kind of what we're calling tech neck these days. So this tech neck is reversed by doing some of this lengthening and pushing the head into the imaginary headrest. So retraction, lengthening and retraction of the neck. But we also need to make sure that we have addressed the shoulders and all the other structures, because there is no solo in movement in the body. All right, just go ahead and come back to a comfortable seat. And take your hands once again to the chest. Find your breath, feeling the rise and fall. Feel the length through the back of your neck, sides of your neck, front of your neck. Feel the space created between the shoulder and the chest, and the shoulder and the sides, and the shoulder and the back. Allow your shoulders to drop and your head to float. Take one last breath here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if you have any requests for future Facebook Live topics. I hope your neck and shoulders appreciated that movement and that stretch. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.